Good morning. I'm Monisa Cline here at the GBTA Broadcast Studio in beautiful San Diego. And with me this morning is Mr. Anil Punyapu, who is not only the Senior Vice President of Sales for Cvent, but he's also one of the first employees for Cvent. So Anil, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here, Monisa.
Great to have you. It's good to be back, to see business travel back, and at this wonderful convention where we've got...
Yeah, it's beautiful San Diego.
That's right.
And at this amazing convention center, this great location.
Yeah.
And to have the energy back of in-person events is fantastic.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So one of the things I wanted to ask you and talk about was Cvent returned to the public markets again late last year. So can you talk a little bit about that decision, what drove it, and what it means for our industry?
Absolutely. Our investors felt like this was the right time to take Cvent back into the public markets. And anytime a company goes public, I think it's an affirmation. It's an affirmation of an industry where they feel like there's a public company that will grow to meet customer demands, right? And also meet investor demands. And that's a huge affirmation of not just Cvent as an organization, and its growth, but more importantly, it's an affirmation of just the industry, the meetings industry, the travel industry. And I think that's even further compounded by the fact that right after we went public, then American Express went public. And we're starting to see so much more investment into this space. And I think that's one of the things we also see quite a bit, is anytime a company in our space, overall space, goes public, the amount of investment into the space grows. The amount of investment in terms of private equity capital, public capital grows. And so it's a good thing for the industry as a whole.
That's excellent. Good. How has the role of technology changed across the meeting, events, and travel space?
Yeah, I think it's gotten more and more important. Technology traditionally has played a role of back office operations and process management, just like when you look at any organization. But now, post-pandemic, what we've seen, especially in the hospitality space and the travel space, is a number of factors that wasn't anticipated before. We need more people. We need people to service everything from the hospitality space to the travel space, and there's just not enough people right now. And that's where technology kind of comes to the forefront. And I think as a whole, what we're seeing is so much more demand for technology, whether it's a meeting space or in the travel space, to help automate some of those functions that were traditionally run through people in all these different roles. And so it's a great time to be in technology, and especially at GBTA, looking at all these amazing new companies that are doing everything from support to risk management to getting all the data aggregated so we can create arrival departure manifests, all of those things. So I think it's a great time to be in the technology space as well as in the travel space. So.
Another hot topic here that we've been hearing a lot about here at the convention is about sustainability and DEI. Hot topic, you know, top of mind for everybody in this that's attending convention, right? Can you talk a little bit about what Cvent is doing in this space, particularly for ESG?
Absolutely, and I think when we look at the biggest organizations, I think in terms of just the carbon footprint, are really corporations, travel, and meetings and all. But at the same time, these are unavoidable components, right? We want to meet face-to-face. If anything, the last few years of the pandemic have told us that we want the interest of meeting face-to-face. So to be able to do it in a more sustainable way, I think is critical for the industry as a whole. So from that perspective, what we have at Cvent have been doing is we've been promoting the use of more sustainable materials in everything from name badges all the way to paper and all the way to the whole event as a whole. But that's just from a meeting perspective. On the travel side, especially during the pandemic, what we launched is a whole sustainable questionnaire. We know in the next month or two, it's going to be RFP season across all of the corporate hotel rate side or the business transient RFP process. And we know sustainability is a very important thing. And corporations are looking to reduce their carbon footprint, which means they want to pick the right hotels that meet those requirements. And we've built out a sustainability questionnaire. And we've also helped hotels understand how to answer the questionnaire. So as we go through this RFP process, we're going to be able to help both organizations really meet these requirements as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sounds like it's on the forefront
Yep,
for you guys,
absolutely.
right?
It's very core to what we do.
So what's next for Cvent? What do you see in the crystal ball for whether it's your company or for the industry? What do you see in the future?
No, it's a great question. So we have a number of initiatives, but I think from a travel perspective, the first thing that was important to us is on the transient RFP side, we really wanted to rebuild the whole application. It's been a long time since we've done that, and so we took the business transient application and we've rebuilt it, and so a lot of people are going to see the front-end interface change, be much more user-friendly. But the second thing is we've seen a lot of AI and machine learning really kind of come into our industry. And in that negotiation process for your RFPs, it's become even more important. And so part of what we've done is we've built out a smart negotiation assistant, which takes all of the historical data of every rate and starts to provide ideas on what that rate should be. So some of the cool things that we've done on the transient side. On the meeting side, we're really starting to expand from sourcing of venues and sourcing of meeting space to start looking at all of the ancillary services as well. And then the last thing is, as we look into the future, we realize that Cvent has traditionally been an application that provided a specific set of functions. Like we're an event management software, or we're a mobile app, or we're an on-site check-in services, or sourcing, or so forth. I think it's time for us to start to really look at ourselves more as a platform and allow new technology companies to start to build on top of us. And so we've launched an app marketplace that allows organizations, whether it's travel agencies or corporations, to be able to build technologies on top of our applications and really start to solve their needs using that as well.
Excellent.
So a lot of cool things going on.
Definitely, most definitely. Well, Anil, it was a pleasure to have you. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us in the broadcast studio and sharing all the cool things that Cvent's doing.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and it's wonderful to be back in person again.
It is, and I'll look for you on the trade show floor.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Monisa Cline here at the GBTA Broadcast Studio.